All right, hey everybody, welcome to today's special episode of Profit Acceleration Secrets. And today we're conducting a profit acceleration coaching session. I am so delighted to introduce my guest, Mr. Mark Blocker. Mark, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself? How's everyone out there doing in cyberspace?
Fantastic. Mark, man, again, thank you. I was excited when I saw you sign up. I know we've crossed paths virtually through connections with the Black Business Expo, and I did have a chance to watch your presentation. So, just again, I've already had an experience with you virtually, like you said, out in cyberspace, and I can't thank you enough for coming on. But Mark, before we dive in, I'd love for you to introduce yourself as well. Just, kind of quickly introduce yourself, your business, and let us know what you do.
Okay, but first of all, I didn't know you was on oh, I, di- I
Uh,
didn't know you was on Black Business I didn't know he was on Black Business Network. Okay, that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah, I had a chance to Dr. Kelly, amazing leader, but I had the chance to connect with him as well. So that's how you kind of fell on my radar as well, sir.
Oh, he told you about me too. Okay, Dr. Kelly's something else sometimes. But anyway, hey, he's a good man overall. Good older man, but he's cool. Anyway, but about me, I am Mark Blogger, founder and CEO of Big Blog Athletics. I am founder of Mark Blogger Foundation, founder of Mark Blogger University under Mark Blogger Foundation, founder and CEO of Mark Blogger Success Coach Enterprises, and I'm also an angel investor with an extensive portfolio.
All right, fantastic. And takes a little bit deeper. I think the profile when kind of signed up for this was around the athletics company specifically, but tell us more, what are the products and the things that you offer to your customers through your athletics company?
So, Big Block Athletics, we're a sports company that provides activewear for people who like to be active and sponsor athletes. We try to find potential customers that I feel will fit my fit the company core values, and so it's great activewear. There's great core values that people get around, and we also have a social mission with that to promote certain mental health issues like
Mm.
mental health awareness specifically, but two big ones specifically that comes to mind is schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. Um, yeah, but we sponsored two sponsored professional athletes. We sponsored a professional boxer, two women's rugby players. We tried to sponsor a rugby team and a golf club. So that's just the list of name and few. We almost got We almost got a future NBA, not NBA, but we also got a future professional basketball player. I don't think he was going to go to the NBA, but he probably was going to start overseas. But anyway, but that's not here nor there. So
All right.
at least he was interested at first, so it was good.
All right, good stuff. And tell me, Mark, are you a former athlete yourself?
Yes, I used to play. I played sports pretty much my whole life. I've played baseball, played basketball, played football as a little kid. I even golfed a little bit. Just 1 or 2 years of golf. I didn't do too much with it, and so basically I've played. I stopped playing basketball around. Well, I didn't really stop. I tried out the stop. Oh yeah, I stopped playing basketball after the 10th grade. I tried out for my high school team 10th grade. I didn't make it.
Okay.
It's just because of my body. What had nothing to do with my skills. They told me because they didn't know where to put me. They said I was too short to be a forward, too big to be a guard, one of those type of players. So, but they said skills are great. So, but after that, I completely stopped playing basketball. I played football all the way to the college level, Division II college football
Okay.
in Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, near Cleveland, Ohio, and and so yeah, so because I actually tell that story specifically too about playing college football, specifically because it's part of how I got into Big Block Athletics. So
I was going to ask. Yeah.
so yeah, so I originally got a degree in the medical field. I got two college degrees, both from University of Phoenix. So graduated around 2014. So it was really it was great. So because I thought I was going to start my well, I don't know what's some on medical practice, but I thought I was going to work in the medical field, do big things with that and everything like that. So I tried to apply to different hospitals, apply to different areas, And so also by the way too, after playing college football, I only played college football for 2 years, and after that I started focusing on my studies.
Okay.
So during the time I was working different sales and marketing jobs, then I got into I did that for about 6 years off and on, and then well, I've done it for 6 years off and on, but I did that for around a couple of years until I got into I found local McDonald's because I got to, I guess I thought I did anyway. I was getting burnt out from doing commission sales, so I said, okay, I'm going to get a more steady income, and then so I found a job at local McDonald's 2012. And so it's while I was going to school, once I graduated, I said, okay, I'm gonna try to use my degree, get in the medical field. Obviously, it didn't work. So no, because they kept telling me I have great talent but no experience. They kept saying, I'm a great I have amazing talent but I have no experience. So I'm like, okay. So a former college teammate reached out to me, talking about starting my own business. At first, I was really reluctant about it. I'm like, I don't know. I really see myself as a businessman, this and that. I just all I want to do is use my degree and get a job. I want to use my degree and get a career and that. So, but after applying to several different places and everything like that, I really just broke down and said, okay, I'm gonna start my own business, and because they asked me what I wanted to name it, and it's what it's named out today, Big Block Athletics.
All right, no, I love it. I'll share it. I'm also a former college athlete myself, so I played football most of my life, all the way up until the junior year of college where I got hurt. So that's why when I saw Big Block Athletics, it just resonated. Again, just excited to jump on this with you. Mark, teach me this now.
Sorry, I don't mean because you got me a little curious. What position did you play in college?
Oh man, so just like you said, the body and composition on your end. So I played D tackle and fullback. So I was a small D tackle and I was a big fullback. So I kept going back and forth.
Okay. But I was in basketball and football. I played multiple positions. When I was in Little League, I played running back. I was a tailback for 2 years. Mm-hmm. And then the big reason why I was a tailback is I had good speed and everything, but the big reason why I was a tailback because the coach looked at me, it's like he's real small. Because I play really aggressive when I play football, especially so it doesn't matter what position I'm playing. So it's like he's real tiny. He can run since he can run really well. The only place we can put him is as a tailback. So yeah, but obviously I did very well with that. And then
I was gonna say now with a name like Blocker, I thought you were gonna say you were on the O line or something. So.
My sophomore year I was. My sophomore year I was an offensive tackle. Which was funny about that because I was only probably like 5'6", $160. And the backup offensive tackle to me, he really looked like a college offensive lineman. I didn't know at first until when I went and played college football. He had the building strokes of a college offensive lineman, but I started over him as a small little guy, so it was great. Right, and then my first year I played defensive line. Sophomore year, like I said, O-line played offensive tackle specifically. And then junior year I was a linebacker. Senior year, I was both running back and linebacker. And when I got to college, they moved me to the defensive back. I was a strong safety for 2 years. So I felt like when I played strong safety, I felt like it was I felt kind of like a fish out of water. I've never played defensive back a day in my life. I like to hit. Even if I run the ball, I like to run people over. I used to do that at the bar at the time, to the point where the coach was like, you can't just keep running people over on purpose. You got to stop playing. You got to play actual football. So at that point I stopped doing it like that. So, but anyway,
I was gonna say, anyway, if you're like me, I'm sure you brought a lot of that discipline from sports and athletics into business. I mean, I am still almost as regimented from my sports days to everything I do business wise too. So I hope that translated over for you.
Oh, it definitely did. Yeah, the discipline, the developing a routine. Mm-hmm. All of those things really did transfer. I've learned. Once I actually started Big Block Athletics and I got it off the ground, because I stayed with Big Block Athletics for 2. I did stay on my part-time job at McDonald's for about 2 years, and then after graduating, and then at that point, because I said I'll give it 2 years. If it turns to be a complete dud, I still got a job, and then hey, if I still want to pursue my degree, I'll probably go back to school and get an internship or something. So I want to get some experience. But because it turned out so well, I said, hey, I might as well go full time with it. In 2016, I went full time with it. Nice. I didn't really know how to build a business. The only thing I really knew how to do was sell, really sell or market somewhat, but really sell specifically. So I was like, well, I can use my sales skills, and I just need to find a way to learn how to build this business. So I don't know how young you are, but I'm only 33 years old. So so you got to think, if you're like a lot of people in older generations, you kind of have a down look on our generation. But I decided I was going to do something a little different. Sure. And so I said, I'm going to go the real old fashioned way or old school way for African American people who like to listen to it. But anyway,
well, Mark, let me ask you this. I mean, the goal in this conversation, I mean, I'm inspired. Everything you're going, I want to dig into your goals business wise. So, if we target some strategies today that you think are going to help, you continue to push Big Block Athletics further and further, what does the business look like, 12 months from now? What are some key goals that you're trying to push towards?
My key goal is, my biggest key goal really is I'm trying to get to a point where I don't have to pay this out of pocket. I got at least over 250 employees working for me. I know it's over 150 in one department. So I got a bunch of employees, and I'm paying all that. I'm paying basically all of them out of pocket. So I'm trying to get to a point where I don't want to get an investor, because I know I'm an angel investor. I know how that works. So I'm not trying to do that, especially as an African American man or a black man, whatever you want to say. I definitely know how that works. So anyway, so I'm not doing that. So anyway, I do also want to. So I'm like, but the only thing I can think of is a bank loan. But because of the stupid mistakes I made in my 20s, my early 20s, it just I'm still recovering from that. So right now I'm still trying to pay out of pocket. I'm just trying to find an easier way to pay all my employees, pay the benefits and everything. So that way I gotta have a more smooth sailing, and then they can just work. So they can just work. Not they're still working on stuff, but they can just really just flow and everything like that. So that's my biggest goal right now. Obviously the second one is to continue to grow this business. Sure. I don't know how big it's gonna get. I don't know. I have a vision for what I want it to be, but I don't know how big it's gonna get. I didn't realize in 7 years I was gonna have over 250 employees, starting out with just myself. 2014. Myself in 2016 when I went full time. So I didn't realize it was going to get that big. So anyway, so so continue to grow. See what happens with it. See what happens. What's potential is.
Well, so I guess teach me this then. Without maybe tying down the numbers specifically, because we're obviously broadcasting to the world. But
right, exactly.
When we're talking about your opportunity, as you mentioned, having to pay out of pocket for the current mix of operations and staff. What's your process for managing profitability in your business? So do you have a process like every month, 2 or 3 times per month, you're meeting with your accountant, going through your P&Ls, your balance sheets, et cetera, to see how can we increase margin? Because that's what I hear you saying is, at least right now today, I got to figure out how to increase margin. But what's your current process for managing that?
Well, I guess I got to get one, but I try to visit my accountant as much as I can. Well, no, actually, I don't. I try to visit my accountant, as much as I can. I don't, because I'm so busy running different businesses, so it's difficult to manage all of it. So I try to visit him as much as I can for Big Block Athletics. So and just talk to him about things and figure out, get advice from him and what I should do and everything as far as margins are concerned. So, but I don't see him that often. I think the last time I saw him was around fall of last year. So,
all right. Can I encourage you now? This is something that I try to stay consistent with all of my clients, at least once per month, just to have some time with your CPA, accountant, whatever official title they may have, even if it's just a bookkeeper. But to go through your P&L, that's the most important report that I think would have an immediate impact for what you just said, Mark, because there you're obviously looking at your income, your revenue month to month, your COGS, but then expenses, figuring out how to do 3 things simply based on that one report. I want you to increase your revenue. I want you to lower your COGS as much as possible. We talked about this right before we jumped on. explore opportunities to manage expenses or to cut costs. But right now, based on what you just shared, profitability management sounds like the thing you're trying to figure out.
Yeah. Actually, since you say it that way, I didn't look at it like that before. But yeah, it is the profitability. My accountant, when he looked at it, my number, the last time I talked to my accountant, he said my business is very profitable. So, of course, with the growth that it has been, so yeah, he said. So I'm just trying to keep it going.
Yeah.
Just trying to.
Specifically, what industry do you fall under? Is it clothing, athletics wear? Do you know your specific industry?
It's sportswear,
Sportswear?
sportswear, yeah, specifically. But
Okay.
the broad category is apparel and accessories. The niche category is sportswear specifically.
Okay. So next conversation you have with your accountant, and hopefully that could be pretty soon. So every month, I want you to set up at least an hour with them, but ask him, instead of saying, "Hey, Mark, you're profitable," say, "How do I compare with the average profitability of my industry?" So if the average profit, I'm just making up numbers, of course, Mark, but if the average profitability is, 62% profitable, and right now you're at 54%, then I need you to get in line with the profitability of your industry. Now, of course, if you're more profitable than the average of your industry, totally different conversation. But don't, if he's sharing that you are this, get clarity on how much of that am I. So, hey, Mark, you're profitable. Hey, thanks, Bob, the CPA. Thank you for telling me I'm profitable. But how profitable am I compared to the average profitability of my industry? Make them do some work for you.
Okay. My question to that is,
Yes, sir.
because I'm curious about that. Why should I step into Why should I don't want to say care, but why should I step into looking at competition when it comes to profitability? Just curious. Let me see what you have to say.
No, well, so it's not necessarily competition. You just want to understand what's the current trends, the current performance level of my industry, and how am I doing compared to that, right? So when organizations say that they're best in class, they're able to say they're best in class because they're looking at industry standards and they're saying we are outperforming the industry, or you know what, we got a little ground to make up. Either which way, but now we know and we can say legitimately, how good are we, right? So that's it. I don't care who the competition is per se. I just want you to know what's going on in your industry. Is it trending favorably? Are you trending favorably to what the industry is doing? Does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying. The only thing I'm saying is, why not just focus on becoming as great as you can be instead of just looking at, okay, the market says this, but either I'm here or here, whatever it is based on what my CPA tells me, and then go from there. Why worry about how I'm doing profitability wise in the market versus just trying to be as profitable as we can be?
So good question, good point. I would say, the feedback that I'm giving you, I would say is the assumption that you're working to build a world-class organization. So we do have to compare externally if that's the goal. But now to your point, Mark, hey, again, I'm just making up numbers, but if your current level of profitability is 62%, I would still challenge you. Now, my next question is, what is your process for strategic planning? Because maybe right now you're 62%, but over the next 12 months, internally, your metrics could be to set a new target that by the end of this 12-month period, by the end of this year, we want to be 67% profitable. So now to your point, you should have internal targets that are promoting that you will be more and more profitable every year, right? Doesn't mean you need to make more money. You can be more profitable and not make any more money in your business, right? But we just have to create those internal goals So then we can create the strategies that will still allow us to be profitable, even if we don't make $1 more than what we made last year. Does that make sense too?
Yeah, I fully understand that. I get what you're
Perfect.
saying.
Perfect.
I got that completely. So I just wanted to get more clarity of where
Yes,
you
sir.
were coming from with that. That's all. But yeah, like I said, my accountant, like he said, we got great profitability. We're very profitable. My only thing is about, like I said, our goal is really getting to the point where it's just really about I think maybe increasing revenue. I know you do profit, but maybe increasing revenue would help with these expenses, or get to the point where I have to cut off my team. But even though my leadership staff probably dislikes me at times, but they respect me to the point where they stay and want to continue working. So
Sure.
anyway, so like I said, I have great people and they got great talent. It's just hard. Pinpoint, but that's just I guess a little side note if you want to go there.
Okay. Well, and again, my encouragement, and that's why I would say getting that routine, meeting every month, at least once a month. But for the way your business is performing, Mark, it may be a 2 times per month, would be even more valuable. But at least once per month, looking at your P&L. If there was nothing else, that would be the one the sword to fall on, right? So to your point, right, we can always make more money, make more revenue, make more income. That does not automatically mean you're going to be more profitable,
Right.
because the P&L is going to break it down. There's only 3 things you can control. So you still want to have that analysis, that conversation. But to the thinking, the thing that I always kind of tell my clients is that revenue is an ego statistics, right? It feels good to say I make so much money per year, but it's not what you make, it's what you keep. So that's why I go to the profit category first.
Right, I get that.
Yes, sir.
And it definitely is more about what you keep for sure.
Now I'm curious, what are you and your company? What do you do to market your business? How do you get the word out?
We basically we kind of just we tell people about it most of the time. Since I love my product personally, I wear it, and I know people look at it because
Nice.
especially if I'm working in the gym, and especially the way I work out, people are definitely gonna look at me. So anyway, so yeah, so I know when I'm wearing it, I know people are doing research on it, and then of course, I got my marketing team that work on it too. We do shooting out emails to people, to subscribers, and everything else. I think the biggest thing is word of mouth marketing. I think word of mouth marketing is by far the biggest. It's the most age old thing in all the business, and it's also the most powerful form of getting your business out there. When people talk about it, people they look it up at the very least. Whether it's either buying out is different, but at least talk about it.
Okay. Fantastic. And I mean, I agree. Word of mouth is the best. Now, word of mouth is the most unpredictable as well, but it is the best. So that's the balance on that. I'm curious, what would you say, Mark, if I asked, so what separates you from the competitors, right? So when I think about athletics clothing, I'm thinking about, the Nikes, the Under Armours, I'm assuming those are competitors. So what makes Block Athletics different and or better than the competition?
Big Block Athletics specifically.
Excuse me. Yeah, thank you. I apologize.
Yes. Yeah, I would consider. I'm still trying to. Even though, yeah, they might be competition. I'm still trying to get that. I don't want to say revolutionary, but I'm still trying to get that concept in my mind about I'm competing with like Nike and Reebok and all that, because especially as a kid, and especially kid that looks like we do, those are the people brands you listen to. And since I grew up watching Michael Jordan, right? So he was like and to me, even though I know younger people think LeBron's the greatest basketball player, to me, Michael Jordan by far is the greatest, and he works with Nike completely. But as far as your question is concerned, so as far as competition is concerned, I'm still trying to process that.
Okay.
Anyway, as far as competition is concerned, how am I better? First of all, I was a former athlete myself. I know other CEOs and founders who created those companies. I guarantee you they've never played sports a day in their life. So they've only know about it based off what's on television. They don't really know based off actual experience. So I've had actual experience. So I said that's the first thing. The second thing is the social aspect of it. Not just about just selling 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 a t-shirt with a name on it. It actually has like a common objective, a common goal to it, where it's like if you wear it, you are at least supporting you're supporting an idea about one idea about other people. And of course the biggest thing for separating myself from my competition is core values. I really believe core values is by far the core values of Big Black Alliance is by far the best, the thing that separates us the most. Because hey, is everyone gonna hey, I don't try to target every person. I don't even try to target every person who's active. I try to target people who specifically fit those core values. Because I'm like, if you don't fit those core values, then if you buy it, great. But if not, then hey, I no skin off my back. So
okay. Well, and that's even a question I was going to ask as well. Just target audience. How would you define your ideal client? What does that look like for you?
So my ideal customer, what's my ideal customer? Yes, so my ideal customer would be somebody who, first of all, who has those core values, who actually has an idea about caring about different people, whether if you want to call them less fortunate. I don't really call them that. I just call them people with a problem. Just like everyone says a problem, just whether the problem's invisible or visible, or to the point where people understand or not is different. But I do look at that's another ideal customer. And the biggest thing I love people is the people who just love the product itself. Like, I think the best positive review we ever gotten was from, I don't know if he was a young man or if he was around my age or what, but I don't know if he was I think it was a man because based on the name. But anyway, so because he sent a review and I'm like, it's just designed to be like activewear. It's just designed to be used as if you want to go for a run, if you want to go for a bike ride, if you like to lift weights, if you like to play basketball, or even pick up football, or even if you're a woman, you play. I don't want to say women because men play volleyball too. But if you're a person that plays volleyball, if you whatever sport you like to do, right? But this person legitimately wears the product to the point where even his own peers and even the people who know him personally call him by the name of the company, which without the name, but I let it call me Black. But so I'm like, wow. To get a review like that, I'm like, it was just designed to be something active. He wears it every day. I'm like, I don't. So yeah.
But yeah, can I? So it's an exercise that I lead all my clients through as well, Mr. Blocker. And let me know whether I'm talking, for this would be advice for you or your marketing team. But like that review of the young person that provided that feedback, that testimony, I would turn that into my target customer, my ideal client, avatar, whatever term you want to give it. But now, let's just say 6 months from now, when I see you again, Mr. Blocker, and I say, hey, tell me about your ideal customer. I want you to say, hey, my ideal customer is a 32-year-old, semi-athlete that enjoys biking, and he enjoys weightlifting and running. And by the way, his name is Ivan, and these are the things that Ivan likes to do. This is why he chooses my product over a Nike or whatever else is out there on the market, because he believes in our core values. The core values that he wants the most are related to healthy lifestyles and comfort or whatever, right? High quality products. So I want to encourage you to literally tell me, I should picture this person in my head, and I know their name and I know their values, because you said that is important for the kind of person that buys your products. And he's the kind of person that when he sees you at the gym, he's walking up to you to say, hey, Mark, man, thank you for creating these amazing products. That's what I want people to say about you, your business, but your ideal customer, I think that's where it starts. So I just wanted to jump in on that and let me know if that resonates or not. But I did want to pitch that idea for you as well.
It sort of does. Well, I would have to contact my either my marketing or sales department, which one was ever want to have them contact previous customers and ask them for
Okay.
that. But
Yeah, and because you got such a great foothold already, I'm assuming that could be fairly easy to do. And maybe you got multiple characters for the different types of activewear that you offer. So, here's one for the volleyball player. The volleyball player, her name is Linda. Linda loves being outside on the court, etc. Right? Here's one for Jenny. Jenny is a street hockey player, and these are the products that Jenny likes. So, I mean, you can probably have like a whole sport line of avatars.
Well, I know about customers specifically because usually just
Okay.
customers, they for the most part, they buy the product. If they really like the product, they'll send some type of review, or they'll send us some type of review, whether it's a video, whether it's a picture, or whether it's just
Nice.
testimonial. So
Have you used it?
but I do. Hold on, I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but
No, I'm
but
sorry.
I
Yeah.
do know athletes that really have reached out to me, because even the sponsor athletes that we have, they all reached out to me. Like Khalil Smoot, he reached out to me. He's a professional boxer. He reached out to me back when I first actually went full time with it. How he heard about it, I don't know. But he reached out to me and said, I want to be a part of this. And at the time, I'm like, well, perfect opportunity. I take it. Didn't know who he was at the time. He just turned pro, so I take it. Now he's a world-class boxer fighting for world titles.
Nice.
Devonna Francis is another one. She's an Ohio native. I don't know how she heard about it either. She contacted me and said, I want to be a part of this. She's the one who got me involved with this rugby team in the first place. So
yeah. Well, I was going to ask, are you all also involved in like these NIL deals that are very popular for college now?
Yes, but I haven't found a college athlete yet.
Okay.
If they're not professional, then I guess they would be considered semi-pro. But for the most part, I find like athletes at the college. Let's put it that way.
Gotcha.
So but yes, I do have a NIL. I do have an NIL team that can sign any college athlete. I just haven't found them yet. For the most part, the athletes that are attracted to it are they're either going to turn pro or they're already a professional athlete. Those are the athletes that really draw to it the most.
Okay, fantastic. Well, no, Mr. Blocker, man, I'm excited. I love, like I said, I'm sitting over here now. You can't see it, but I'm sitting over here now in some gym shorts because after lunch I'm going straight to the gym myself. So, again, I really love what you're doing with your product line. And we have a couple of folks that have been just keeping up with this entire conversation. I did drop your website over in the chat. I hope that's okay to do. But before I let you go, maybe two final questions before I let you go, Mr. Blocker. I guess one is just based on the conversation today. We obviously talked about profitability and maybe having that as one initial strategy outside of just pure funding as something that could help kind of free up some space, some collateral for your business. And then some opportunities around marketing, getting clear on the ideal customer and client. But anything specific, do we hit at anything that just resonated for you that you could see yourself taking back into your business?
One thing is, as far as customers are concerned, it's kind of hard to do. We got a lot of customers, but that is an idea. I've already tried that with my sales team and tried to narrow down because one of my she used to be a sales rep, but one of my sales reps have got me so many leads. So and then obviously so the leads were endless. Anyway, so that was definitely one thing, and so we already have a category on a sales platform to where they can list all these things. So that's one thing. Whether they play sports. So of course, I talked to my VP of sales, hoping she uses the platform well. I trust that she's very intelligent. She's been working for me almost a year now. Well, it probably will be soon. Anyway, and so yeah, so I trust that she's going to use those tools well. So that's one idea. And then I think a second thing that comes to my mind specifically is
booking that time with your CPA. I hope, if nothing else.
No, there's a couple things.
Yeah.
I know you probably have time, but yeah. One thing another thing specifically, well, yeah, CPA, of course, but that only if time permits. I try to talk to him a little more. So hoping that he first of all, if I can get in with, I probably can, but no, I know I can. If I can talk to him more, yeah, that's an idea too. And I think the last thing specifically was, I don't want to say marketing. I think it's actually, yeah, I think marketing continuously. Even though a lot of people still talk about it, and especially with this one review that didn't. Never mind. Anyway, that one review that's out there. So anyway, let's draw a lot of attention. So yeah, I do think that's another thing too. Getting obviously more people to talk about it, whether the world talks about it or some select group of people talk about it. It's hey, as long as people are talking about it, that's the only thing that's important to me, because I know the right people. I know the people who, when they look it up, they're gonna find it and they're gonna want to buy it, or at the very least they're gonna refer it. And I know that specifically because my marketing team has let me know that based off the platform of on analytics site. And I know a lot of people are going to the website, a lot of people are referring people. So yes, I think that's another thing too.
All right, no, fantastic. Well, let me do my part, hopefully to get more people talking about it and learning more about you and your business. Mark, I'd love if you could just share what channels, what platforms, websites, anything for folks to learn more about you, but to also learn more about your business and the different things you got going on.
So for me, you can go to my social media feeds, whether it's Instagram. Instagram is a big one to learn about me as a person. Of course, if you're a business person, you can also go to my business Facebook page. What else? Of course, I got a website out there. I would have to type in the chat, kind of long for me. Also for BitBlock Athletics, you can go to Facebook, you can go to Instagram, you can go to Twitter. Is YouTube to watch YouTube videos. Also, I guess I got a YouTube channel too, but that's more for my services than BitBlock Athletics. But if you want to learn about BitBlock Athletics specifically, as far as videos are concerned, you can go to YouTube. So those are the main four BitBlock Athletics. And for me, it's simply just if you want to learn more about me as a person, go to my Instagram. And then also, if you want to learn more about, if you want to connect business wise, you can always go to my business Facebook page.
All right. So, Mark, let's make sure I get a link to all of those different platforms, and I will happily include that when we get the show posted. So, Mark, again, I can't thank you enough for your time and just the conversation overall. To everyone out there who is following us or plugging into this conversation, I see some great comments here over in the chat. Chrissy, I can't wait to catch up with you. I haven't seen Chrissy all week. Joshua is an upcoming guest on the show as well. But for everyone, thank you for plugging in and making us a part of your day. Until next time, this is Jarvis and Mark, and we're wishing you more leads, more customers, and more profits in your business. Take care, everyone.
See you later. Have a good day.